Hi. Let me sit down here so you can see me. So you look in the background here and you're seeing this round circle here. This is my palette. This is what I use to put my paint on. And what I'm going to demonstrate for you today is how to set up a color wheel. And I don't buy a whole bunch of different colors, so I have a different color for every color that I need. I mix my colors. As you can see, there's already some colors on the palette. Now I do have a whole bunch of different colors, and in my, I have different reds and vermilions. But for the most part, when I'm painting, I mix my colors. Because if you've studied at all, you know that color comes from basically three colors: yellow, red, and blue. Every color in the universe comes from those three colors. What is so exciting about that is that's basically it. There's three colors, and that's it. So as you can see, I've already started on my color wheel. I've got three colors down. I've got my yellow, I've got my red, and I've got my blue. And in oils, and I'm going to start with oils, even though, as I said in the last video, you can use acrylics. You can totally use acrylics. I'm going to do an acrylics video, but I'm going to start with oils because that's what I do, that's what I'm comfortable with, and that's what I'm going to start with. This is a Alizarin Crimson. It's a Winsor & Newton color. You don't have to use Winsor & Newton, but Winsor & Newton is right up there with the best. Winsor & Newton and Grumbacher, you can get better paint, but it's really pricey. This one's pretty expensive. But because I've been doing it a long time, this is what I use. Alizarin Crimson is, in my opinion, one of the truest colors. This one is French Ultramarine Blue. That's this color right here. And this color right here is cadmium yellow hue. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red, and just start mixing them together. And get your colors. And when you lighten it, you use more yellow. You don't get down into your white, because, I'll show you why, because when you add white to your red, it's just going to make it pink. You want to lighten it, you add more yellow. You add more yellow. Right there. My paper towels here, because I'm going to need them. So you want to just get some darks down to some lights here. And as I told you, when you get some red here, you get it over here, you get your white, it's just going to make it go pink. And that's the same with the yellow. You get some yellow over here, you add white, it's just going to make it light. It's just going to lighten your yellow. So when you want to lighten these colors, you add more yellow. You don't want to add white to lighten these colors, because it's just going to go to this color. White isn't the color you use to lighten it in your color wheel. As you can see, it's a color wheel. Okay, so now we want to go to, okay, this one's been sitting here a while. We'll just take it off. Excuse me. I cleaned my palette from when I was using it before, and I thought that blue was good. It's not. So let's just get some more. I've had this blue since the 90s, and it's still good. If you take care of your paints, they're still going to be good. So we get this blue out, and it looks dark, but it's really, you mix it together, and it looks really dark. And I can probably tell you that it's going to look really dark. So you got your purple here, and this is going to be probably more of a red purple, but we're going to go with it. We're going to use it. You want to darken it, you add more blue. So I'm going to take a swipe of it down here so I can demonstrate to you. There it is. You want to see what color it is. There's your purple. And then you do add, you want to lighten it up, you're going to add some white to see what color your purple is. So you can see as your wheel goes around to get your colors. Now if you want more of a red purple, you add more red. If you want more of a deeper purple, you add the blue. So you get another swipe of your blue over here. A little bit of the yellow, and guess what color we're going to make now? Yep, we're going to make green. So this is more of a richer green, a deeper hunter green. Add, oops, I got some red in it, but it really isn't going to matter because there's enough. And the same goes here, because if you take, you want to lighten it, you add yellow, because if you take a little bit of this over here, and you add white, it just gets almost a muddy blue. So if you want to lighten, you always want to lighten with yellow. If you want to darken, you want to darken with blue. We'll get into cross colors later. We're not going to talk about that right now. But this is your color wheel and how you want to mix your colors. You go this way with it. And if you're doing it on a palette, you still want to go in a wheel. This down here, this is brown. When I set up my wheel, I set up down here. This is raw umber, the dark brown, and then I add, this is raw sienna. I add a little dash of that because I'm going to need it. And I'm probably going to be doing skies because I paint a lot of landscapes. And because a sky blue is really hard to paint, I buy cerulean blue. And I don't buy the cerulean blue hue because it just doesn't come up with the color I want. I buy the true cerulean blue. It's more expensive, but I do this to sell. So this is cerulean blue, and I don't have enough white here. When I buy white, I buy the big one because I use a lot of it. So I'm going to add some white, put the lid back on there, and I'm going to add just a little bit of color to that because that's a dark sky if I don't. Then another one of my favorite colors that I don't try to mix is called Prussian blue. So another one's called phthalo blue, and I don't know where it is. I'm not going to pull it out. And I'll get it over here in the middle. And it's a really pretty blue. Of course, the lid's going to give me trouble. And that Prussian blue comes out to be a real pretty blue like that. And of course with these, we want to lighten them, we're going to use a white. And then I get cadmium yellow pale. And that one, if I want a real pretty lighter green, I'm going to add it over here with the Prussian blue, and it makes a prettier green, a lighter green. So you just play with your colors until you figure out what you like, what you need, and you start mixing your colors. So this is what I want you to do for today, is start mixing colors just a little bit at a time. Do your color. Now you imagine this is a round circle, and you can draw it out on your piece of paper. Draw around a round circle and make your sections. Put your red, put your yellow, put your blue, and write it out, and then just start mixing down into that section and get your colors. Put your browns down here, put your whites over here, and get your different colors. If you haven't bought all the colors, don't worry about it. Get your basic colors and just start mixing colors and playing with it until you can kind of get an idea of what these colors are supposed to be like. And then if you've bought your canvas already and want to start just dabbing it on there, just playing with it. I'm going to do the acrylic later or next and post it as well, but I wanted you to see what it looks like. Here's your darker greens, here's your lighter greens, here's your oranges, your true red, your purples, browns. I don't know what color that is, but I wanted you to see it. This is color mixing 101.